How's the show, Matt, for you? You're one of the vendors. Look tired. Are you exhausted yet?
Yeah, I am. Well, I drove here too, so I was already exhausted.
Oh,
You know,
why would you do that?
because I have that hail cannon and I have to carry it somehow.
Okay.
Airplanes don't like you to bring cannons on them. Did you know that?
They don't?
They don't like that. I don't know what
Not
that
even
is.
Delta?
Not even Delta. It's too soon.
So, how's the show for you been so far? How's Texas treating you?
I mean, the show is really good. IRE is always one of the best ones. You get a lot of new people you've never talked to before. They don't know who you are, so you get a lot of exposure from it. And it's not just insurance, and for me, that's a big deal. So I got to see a lot of the people on the opposite side of the aisle. I got invited to a few different facilities to see how they're doing stuff, even though I've been telling them all that they've been doing bullshit. So that's cool. I might still say that at the end of it. We'll find out. Um, I haven't really had much experience in Texas outside of that, though. Just within these walls so far. How about you? Has it been doing good?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, you've been testing products. I know that you test random stuff. Did you test anything new at this show?
I just shot. Um, these are not scientific tests. This is for the exposure and the
The show.
the show. So I have some Ludovici or Ludovici, depending on who you talk to.
Ludovici.
Ludovici. Whatever. I have some of their clay S profile tiles, and I shot it with 1.5 inch spiky hail at 250 to 270 miles per hour, which is like meteorites of ice for the show,
Yeah.
right? And it didn't break, and so I shot it again, and it didn't break. This is clay.
This is
I shot it 10 times before it broke.
They have an amazing brand. So they've been doing it for over 100 years. And
Yeah. Oh, it blew my mind. I was hoping there would be one of their booths here. I was going to go shake their hand because that blew my mind. I thought for sure. I brought that for the spectacle. I wanted something to break in front of the audience. It's like, well, the clay tile, that'll do it.
Didn't. So usually it breaks.
Usually, clay tiles break almost instantly. Usually.
Wow.
Yeah, this thing, especially at that speed, it's a meteorite of ice. It's bam, But the weird thing that happened, and there's always something new that we learn when using that thing. The way it broke didn't look like real hail. It looked like footfall damage, and it was caused by hail. And so
Huh.
hail damage might look just like footfall damage, and they might be wrong that it's footfall. Maybe it's really hail. We're going to find out. I'm going to do more tests on that.
So Ludovici impressed you. Anything else impressed you?
I mean, I'm hanging out with Euroshield, and they're always impressive because they do have a hail-proof shingle that takes me forever to actually damage. But also, there's this underlayment that I just walked up on you testing with some barbed nails stuck in it, and it still didn't leak. And it's just synthetic. It's kind of blowing my mind.
Well, it's not just synthetic. It's BM direct synthetic. It's high-end
Oh.
synthetic.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, funny guy. You know what? I'm gonna put you on the spot. I did not plan this, but
Okay.
I got when you're in my spot, you're gonna get every pissed customer in the roofing industry. So I have a so this is a text message, and you can tell how big it
Oh, my God.
you
It
know
goes forever.
it does go forever. You know what it is? So it starts. Hold on. I had a bad experience with the Euroshield roof installation. Would you be open to hearing my concerns and giving me your opinion? You see
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
that? And this is what I get.
Oh, God.
I know my post was long, but I would love any input you gave me. Obviously, I'm not going to read the whole thing now. There's picture and everything. But they have Malarkey wins the roof installed 2 years prior. And what kind of failures? And I'm going to address it, obviously, with Leslie and Euroshield.
Sure.
But my thing is, it doesn't matter how good a product is. There's always people who will complain. There's always people who will break it apart. But, the skeptic in you and the tester in you, what would you say about, you obviously made a statement that Euroshield is impressive. And I think Euroshield is impressive. But what could go wrong with the Euroshield? What
Well-
could possibly go wrong for the people that sent 28 pictures and
I mean, a lot of times
a book?
the complaints that I've seen are one of two things usually. And for the record, I'm not part of Euroshield. I just
Yeah, but you work with them and
Yeah.
you test them and you impressed by them.
I just show up to their thing because they have something. They give me the opportunity to shoot stuff at an event, right? So, but I am impressed by them and I do like them. So, but that we hear two things. It smells like a tire store, and the color might be off between batches or something along those
Yeah.
lines. So it really has to be mixed well on site. So they really have to spend time doing that. And if they don't do that, then it's going to look splotchy. But the smell is a thing. So I installed a Euroshield shingle for the National Claims Institute that I had in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, and I made a shingle board with it, and I was showing off different kind of materials for that school, for the steep slope inspection courses that we had, and I had it inside, and it smelled horrible. It did smell like a tire shop. So I stuck it outside. She said, "Stick it outside. In a week, the smell will be gone."
It
I brought it
did.
back in a week. It wasn't gone. And it was in Florida, direct sunlight. It did go away, but it was like 3 months. It was a long time.
Wow.
So that smell is the thing. That's a real deal. Now, if it's only outside and you're inside, maybe you don't smell it. I don't know that part. But if it does permeate into your house, I would have a problem with that. Having said that, as long as they mix the things well enough and you are willing to let it sit in the sun for a while, then I would install it. I would install it on my roof. The physical interlocking shingles, so they don't rely on glue for wind resistance, is the real big kicker for me. I know I have a hail cannon. I shoot the shit out of the thing, but for me, I've never seen anything that had the wind resistance that the thing has. It's pretty cool.
Last question.
Okay.
You deal with insurance companies a lot.
Yeah.
In 2025, I feel like insurances have upper hand on the roofing industry, on the roofers. It's getting harder and harder to do claims, to argue, even if you're absolutely in the right. I mean, many people quit working with insurance because they don't have guts and they don't have enough time to deal with it.
Oh, it's frustrating.
It
Yeah.
is frustrating. Like, what advice would you give to someone who getting in the insurance game, like as a maybe they've been in retail and they're just opening the division.
Yeah.
Like, is there any end
There is.
to this? Is there
Yeah.
a light at the end of that tunnel?
To be honest, we've been asked this question so many times, and it's constantly being asked this question because it always feels like it's getting worse. Always. It always feels like it's at the end, like this is the end. It's always getting worse. As you're not in any different boat than we were 20 years ago, really. Insurance companies are difficult to deal with, so you have to change the way that you deal with them regularly because they know how to deal with the people that have been doing this the same way for 15 years. So you got to change it up. So we're teaching people how to do things differently. We're teaching people how to provide a more detailed investigation report up front. Because here's the thing about insurance companies that most people don't understand. They are only required to investigate what's claimed. So if you don't actually physically prove the loss and claim it, they don't have to investigate anything. They can walk past at 20 miles per hour, 20 feet away, taking blurry photos, and they can say our position stands all they want because you haven't claimed anything. It needs to be specific and it needs to be in writing. And there are ways to do that that aren't long processes. You can actually do that really quickly with the right templating. So at the Building Experts Institute, we have courses specifically for that. But I think that if you're going to stick in this game and you're getting frustrated, start focusing on your front end work. How much information can you provide to the carriers up front so that you can avoid half of the bullshit that you're dealing with?
So the old model that gurus sell from the stage, like, it'll change your life, knock at the doors, we'll work for insurance proceeds. The back end of it is like, hey, do the homework, be prepared. And at the end, I always say, work on your grades first, and then your grades will work for you. I think in insurance claims is the same thing.
Yeah.
Work on your grades first, work on
Yeah.
your front end, and the back end will be easier.
It works out that way. It really does. I like the way you put that, though. Yeah. Work on your grades first.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by.
Always fun.